Hey, do you know what a LAN is? LAN, Local Area Network. It's mostly used in offices or in important buildings, but it used to be a slang for gamers. A group of gamers of any size would turn up to a location and connect up all their computers, mostly to play games with each other for 24 hours, or at least all night, results varied. It's also one of the original reasons why Halo took off. People actually did LANs with their chunky Xboxes and chunky TV sets. I ran most of them. LANs became extinct around the 360 PS3 era due to more focused of online multiplayer, even if they didn't give us Australian servers and those games were a lag-filled mess. It's kind of sad how this little pocket of history had a bright but short flare of life, around about a decade if that. But even around the end I kind of saw the writing on the wall. See, part of these LANs was leeching, where you would all share files with each other, which usually meant a couple of guys would rock up with gigabytes or terabytes worth of pirated movies, TV shows, anime series, porn, and videos of people getting killed. I hated this, not for the reason you're thinking of, but because I saw many people turning up, leeching as much as they could, everybody gathering around and watching something funny, then packing up and going home once the LAN was over. Very little actual gaming going on. Short but sweet, easy to understand why LANs died off quickly due to the advancement of technology. Although there still are some brave soldiers out there keeping the spirit alive. At Australia PAX each year they have a section for attendees to bring their own PC and connect up to the LAN. It's not all night, but it is for many hours. Godspeed, warriors of the night. What does this have to do with Alien vs Predator? Oh, shit, right. You see, in my high school, I had a very smart IT teacher. What he liked to do at the end of each semester was run a LAN in the school's library. Yeah, it's about 4 times a year. When the semester was over, he would take over the library computers, format them, then install dozens and dozens of cracked video games. Call of Duty, Command & Conquer, Warcraft, Renegade X, Dawn of War, many more. I mean, it wasn't legal, but he did format them back the next day after the LAN, so whatever. Kids would sign up and then turn up at the end of the semester. He would also bring his own PC, and other kids could bring their own PCs, and even had some adults that used to be his students. They would turn up with their own PCs, and we would all game into the night and morning. All leave at 12 PM, get home, and fucking crash into our beds. Ah, memories. One franchise that was installed onto the computers were the Alien vs Predator series. It's like 2 games and some expansions, I forget all the details, but this game was really cool. The base game was usually a 1v1v1 deathmatch between Marines, aliens, and predators. Most kills win. It even had different weapons and classes for each faction, with weapon pickups on the map. There were some pretty neat options to play around with for the games. For example, the standard gameplay options for aliens was you would spawn in as a facehugger, crawl around the map until you found a human or a Yautja, and then one-shot them. Spawn at that location as a chestburster and had to wait out a countdown, with eating corpses making it feel faster. At which point you would turn into a xenomorph. If you died, you'd spawn back in as a facehugger. You could alter the settings to always spawn in as a xenomorph, or remove the chestburster segment of evolution. The facehugger to xenomorph option was the most popular. A bunch of kids were really getting into the game. I jumped in as a Marine. Oh wait, I had shitty gelled up hair at this time. Spawned in next to my team and we were immediately swarmed and killed. We all spawned in and were immediately swarmed and killed. Repeat many times for many matches. People started switching to the aliens and swarming the few Marines and Predators on the map. See, they couldn't figure out how to read their motion tracker or how to turn on their own flashlight. But I wouldn't be discouraged like that. So I went browsing through the control options and finding a lot of neat stuff. Like how Predators had options for vision swapping. Ooh, that sounds interesting. So I jump into a match, switch to red vision for aliens, and, well, I didn't win, but I did do slightly better. A lot of the time was me running backwards while firing a net gun and awkwardly swinging a staff. The red vision really made the aliens stand out, and I wasn't getting jumped by them hiding in the shadows. However, when I switched my shoulder cannon, I noticed something. That laser sound from the movies. And I saw 3 blades of red light appearing over the facehuggers. Something was there, I just needed to look into it. So I loaded up the Predator campaign to tool around. I switched to blue vision, for Marines, and switched to shoulder cannon. I see that iconic triangle snapping to an NPC. I look away and fire, watching the Marine explode. That was it! The Predator had to be selective in what prey to hunt. I jumped back into a match. There were only a few Marines left, getting swarmed by a dozen aliens. I switched to red vision, and as a friend told me, proceeded to machine gun to death all the aliens. There was no subtlety about this. I just stood out in the open and let those drones charge to their death. It was glorious. Now, on the aliens team, I had a friend who was leading the charge. He started to get annoyed that this easy-to-win strategy wasn't working. He wanted to find out why I was suddenly winning, so he got up from his PC and walked behind the PC I was using to see what was up. Of course, I'm not stupid. I know what he was doing, and I had reassigned next and previous vision buttons from B and V to mouse wheel scroll up and down. So when he walked behind me, I switched off alien vision to normal vision. Yeah, I took a facehugger to the face, but it did cause him to walk away confused. He tried this multiple times. Unfortunately, it didn't last long. I slipped. At some point, I didn't notice him sneaking away. While playing, I suddenly hear a loud, "Aha!" I turn around to see him with a huge, shit-eating grin, and he rushed back to his PC. About that time, it was 6 p.m, so I took a break and walked down to Domino's for a pizza. I like to order my pizza with no cheese so that I would be forced to use sauce instead. Also, I like to give them a stupid name to make them look silly when they called it out. When I was done, I jumped back into a match of AVP and found myself surrounded by predators, all auto-aiming the aliens. Bloody hell, I didn't fix the problem. I made it worse. Kids started switching to Predator for easy wins, blowing up the few Marines for a slow scoring victory. I wonder if this is what game developers feel. Make an awesome game, but everyone just stick to what's easy. Kind of funny to experience this when I was young as a teenager. I was like 16, 17, 18, I didn't write this down. But I'm not defeated so easily. I never know when to quit. Well, except that time I quit Halo because the fanbase docked my information just to call my mobile phone and yell at me for saying Halo needs to be fun. Then stream sniped me on Twitch for the one time I wanted to test it out, had no audience, and they still somehow found me. But this was before that, and I never know when to quit. I jump back into multiplayer, but as a Marine, solo. I stand before the army of predators and watch as they shoot every alien around me. Oh, duh, I forgot. When you're in one of the faction's visions, the other factions become invisible. So I fucking lit them up. I watch them collapse easily. Oh, wait a minute. The predators are supposed to cloak from the Marines, which don't work on the xenomorphs, so they saw no reason to use it, or they didn't know how. If the Marines can spot the predators first, they can blow them away before their shoulder cannon locks on. The predators tried to fight back, but they can't deal with me while the aliens are biting their ass. Some of the predators get so pissed off with me that they switch to aliens to try and dive bomb me, only to get blown up by the predators, who were then shot by me, who then got tackled by crabs, who then got shot by the predators. Then they shot me, then the aliens eat them, then I spot the aliens on my motion tracker and blow them away. Guess what happened next? Alien vs Predator multiplayer was working the way it was intended. Whether players chose a favourite faction or rotated through them, now everybody was playing the game the right way. It creates this weird rock, paper, scissors and reverse rock, paper, scissors style of gameplay. Marines have to use their flashlight and their motion tracker to spotlight aliens moving in, while also using cover to maneuver around and counter predators. Predators had to balance their energy with cloaking to hunt Marines, while also using their gadgets to hunt aliens. Aliens had to use wall climbing and confusion to surround and jump Marines, while also using shortcuts with hit and run tactics to counter predators. Thus, the spirit of Alien vs Predator multiplayer was restored, and gameplay balance was achieved. Then it got rebooted and died at the end.